Hi everybody, Peter King here, and welcome to One-on-One with Peter King, presented by the new Windows. We're joined this week by Rich Eisen, host at NFL Network. Rich and his crew are going to be finishing up their 8th season of Thursday Night Football this week. We're speaking to Rich right now. He is ensconced in Los Angeles, and he's looking quite ensconced there, Rich. You're looking quite comfy.
Well, technically, I'm enskyped, right? That would be one. I don't know if that's a verb or not, but I'm ensconced, I'm enskyped, and I'm pleased to be here before heading off to Denver.
Rich, let's start off and ask you just in general, if you're looking for a storyline of this NFL season and looking for, when you think of this season, what's the first thing you think of?
It's Peyton Manning. There's no question about it. He is the story number one of this NFL season. So Peyton Manning at age 37, can he go ahead and win a Super Bowl? It's all set up for him. I think they will be the 1 seed. I think that the teams that might come through to see him when it's all said and done are not nearly as equipped to beat him and the Broncos as last year's Ravens were. Certainly with the Patriots being their main obstacle in many people's minds, now minus Gronkowski, it's all set for Peyton to get to New Jersey and win a Super Bowl in his brother's building. So I think it starts and ends with Peyton Manning right now.
You know, he needs to average about 320 passing yards a game in his last 3 games, and he only needs 6 touchdown passes in 3 games, which he might have by halftime Thursday night.
Well, trust Peter, we are well aware of how far he is away from 50 touchdowns as we get set to have Peyton on our air against San Diego. And I think he's going to shatter those records. You take a look at his remaining games, home against San Diego on a short week. Peyton Manning, in his history of being on NFL Network's Thursday Night Football, has been an absolute monster. Whether it's on Thanksgiving night in Atlanta or against Tennessee a couple of years ago, last year against Oakland, he just does not feel the effects of a short week, whether at home or on the road. And this is, I believe, the first time he's going to be home on Thursday Night Football. We've never had him in his house when he was at the Colts, or last year when he was with Denver, he was at Oakland. So this is the first time he doesn't have to get on a plane for a short week. So it could be a big week for Peyton, and then his final 2 games are at Houston and at Oakland. So I think he's going to shatter those records, Peter.
Visiting with Rich Eisen of NFL Network. Rich, I want to talk to you a little bit about the future of the NFL on television. What do you think 5 years from now we're going to see on television when we watch the NFL in the course of the week? Will there be 1 game on Thursday? Will there be more than 1 game on other days of the week? What do you think the NFL ends up doing with its television package?
I think you're definitely going to see 1 game on Thursday. I mean, Peter, you had it on your website. One of your excellent staff writers that you've collected for your website did a story last week on Thursday Night Football. There's just no appetite, I don't think, on anybody's part for 2 games on a Thursday. And I say that as somebody who loves going to these games on Thursday night and being a tip of the Thursday night spear, if you will. You'll see some games on Saturday night, I think, once the college season, like right around this time of year, you'll see some games on Saturday nights. You'll see on occasion what was announced just a week ago, a 9:30 a.m. Eastern time slot. That's going to be a London game time slot. You might see an entire half of an NFL season being played by various teams in terms of a schedule over in London, as many as maybe 8 games in London. I mean, you know the commissioner as well as I do. The door's always open for him on any idea to try and improve and try and move this thing forward. I think you'll see expanded playoffs too. I'm not really a fan of that, but I think that's coming. I think that's inevitable, where you'll see more than 6 teams getting into an NFL playoffs. I don't know the number of teams. You might just get one more team on each side. I don't know how you would even seed that. You could even get 8 in a conference. I don't know what the idea of that is, but you're going to see expanded playoffs. I I could smell that thing coming.
Rich, finishing up with Rich Eisen of NFL Network. Rich, whatever happens at the Super Bowl this year, do you sense Bob Kraft, Steve Bisciotti, Dan Snyder, Dan Rooney, Paul Allen, Pat Bowlen lining up now at the NFL meetings, almost regardless what happens this year, and saying, what about ours?
I don't know about regardless of what happens. I mean, with the utmost of respect to the Metroplex area, I mean, it's going to be hard for us to get a Super Bowl back in Dallas after what happened in Dallas a couple of years ago, in my estimation. But then again, I would never speak for the membership of the NFL, ever, clearly. I still think we need to see how it plays in New York. And I'm a native New Yorker. If a nor'easter comes and hits, that would be a disaster. We'll see what the traffic patterns look like and how the perimeter around the stadium, the security perimeter, as you know, keeps getting pushed out further and further, and what that means for transportation. We'll see how that all works out before. But if it works out well, if let's say it goes as well as it did in Indianapolis, clearly the Kraft family, Bisciotti, Snyder, everyone up and down, the Rooneys even, everyone up and down the Eastern Seaboard will raise their hands and say, why not us? I mean, why not? And even Paul Allen, as you might say. Seattle, to me, would be, I mean, the traffic would be interesting, but Seattle's a great football town. Great. I would love to see it there, too.
My thanks to Rich Eisen, and thank you for watching One on One with Peter King, presented by the New Windows.